Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today we're going to be doing a Q&A from all of the questions that you guys have been sending in from Instagram. So I asked you this like a couple days ago, ask me anything. And so I thought it would be fun to come in here and answer all of your questions. Now, here's the thing. This video is probably gonna be really long just because I have a ton of questions to answer for you guys, and I'm gonna try to get to all of them. So you can see I have just like a ton of questions. And so here's what I'm gonna do. In the description of this video, there are channel chapters. So what I will do is I will put the questions for each section so that you can jump ahead to find out the answers of the questions you want to know the answers for. You're welcome. It's gonna take so much work to do that, but I think it'll make your life a lot easier so you don't have to sit through this entire video if you don't want to. But of course, if you wanna hang out with me and you just wanna sit here, have a cup of coffee. So I'm drinking regular coffee with a splash of half and half, some monk fruit sweetener, one of my favorite cups of coffee. What are you guys drinking? If you don't have a drink yet, maybe pause this, go get yourself a drink, come back. All of these questions you guys have been sending in are really, really good. Today we're gonna be talking about tummy tuck questions, business questions, keto questions, fasting questions, all of the different things that you guys have been wondering about. We are going to talk about it all. Really good. So welcome back to my channel, guys. If you're new here, my name is Ashley Salvatori. I have an insane transformation, if I can say so myself, with the ketogenic, low carb, high fat lifestyle. And this channel is all about helping you learn how and exactly what I did to reach my goals. And basically, as I learn something new, I share it with you and take you guys along for the journey. There's vlogs here, all sorts of different things. So be sure you hit that subscribe button if you're new here. If not, welcome back. So excited to see you guys again. I would love to hear how you've been doing in the comments below. All right, very first question. Is cardio bad when doing keto? Here's the thing. When you follow a ketogenic lifestyle, and especially if you're doing intermittent fasting and you're doing a fasted workout, when you do cardio, yes, there could be a slight spike of cortisol, which we don't want cortisol, right? When you do cardio types of workouts, but a little bit of stress is okay on your body. And what I've learned is high intensity training, HIIT training, to be the best for a low carb, high fat lifestyle. But any type of workout that you prefer is good. And I say just go for it. If there's something you like to do, if you like to go biking, you like to go running, you like to do those things, follow your body, do the things you like to do. Move your body, that is the most important thing. And setting up those healthy routines are super important too. So if you can do that, that is a bonus, right? And so do something you love, right? So the answer to that is cardio is not bad for keto, but there are some things that are better. The reason I like high intensity training is because, like for me specifically, I do a 25-minute workout in the morning and it's high intensity and it's quick and it's not long enough where I'm really gonna have an issue with cortisol. So those shorter duration fast workouts are really ideal. Also, strength training is really good too. You want to build that muscle so that your body burns more at resting, and that's, I mean, that's it. You want to burn more at resting. You want to increase your metabolism, right? Isn't that why you guys are here? You want to be able to eat more and still maintain your results and all of that when you get to your goal. You definitely don't want to be eating rabbit food the rest of your life. Actually, you shouldn't be doing that at all with this lifestyle. What is your best at-home strength training routine recommendation? I love this. All right, so here's the thing. I've been doing all my workouts at home. I went to the gym maybe one day, and yes, I probably paid for about 2 years of gym memberships. But I've been doing it all at home because it's super convenient. My kids are here, like in the morning, I don't have to drive anywhere. It's just really, really easy. And I've been doing these strength training workouts that I love. Now there's a ton of different options for you to do home workouts. I personally really like the Beachbody On Demand workouts, and I'm not a coach. This is not a sponsorship or ad for them in any way, but it's easy for me. I can add it to my Roku, I pop it on, and I like the Body Beast workouts, and I really like, for the high intensity training, I really like Focus T25. It's like the OG workout that I first found as a home workout, and to this day, I still love that workout. There are some workouts on YouTube that are really good as well that are free. So if you're looking for some free workouts, I'll put the link in the description for my favorite home workouts that I found on YouTube if you're not looking for like signing up for a subscription. But also there's a ton of different services out there, like so many. It's exploded, especially since last year with the shutdown and everything that happened. People are moving towards working out at home so that you have a ton of options. Find what works best for you. Find what you like best. That's the most important thing. What do you wish you knew early on in this business? All right, so many of you guys know I have a business, right? I started my business from home. I found a product that I love, which is these ketones that I drink every day, obsessed with them. And so I started a business helping other people get connected with that product. And also here I am on YouTube. I create content. I help people basically learn how to get started on their goals, keep them motivated every day, all of those things. So, but my main, I guess, title, if you want to give me a title, is I would be a Prove It promoter, because that's where the majority of my income comes from in my business, right? And so I got started with this business, and so the question was, what do you wish you knew early on in this business? Early on in my business, I treated it like a hobby, and now it's a career, and it morphed into a career. But in the beginning, I thought of it like a hobby because I was getting paid as a hobby. So it was like I wasn't making that much money, and so I didn't really think of it like a career. It was more like something fun that I was doing, helping other people. I enjoyed it. But then when there was a mindset shift and I saw people achieving these really big goals with their business and reaching these really high levels, I was like, wait a second, like you're telling me that if I focus on this and make this and treat this like a career, like I do research, I learn how to improve, I learn social media, I learn all the different platforms, I learn all of these things, I put it into practice, I get out there, I put myself out there, I share my story, I share my journey, I get vulnerable, all of these crazy things that like would hold you back if you're thinking of it just like a hobby. But I was like, you know, I'm gonna treat this like a business and like a career. So that mindset shift changed everything, because now all of a sudden I'm scheduling my life, I'm scheduling my day around my business, and I'm setting business hours, and I'm focusing on it that way. And so if you have a business online on social media or whatever, and you're just thinking, well, look, I made 80 bucks last week, this is a hobby, right? But you need to treat it like a business before it's gonna pay you and reward you like a business, right? You need to have a purpose, a strong drive that has nothing to do financially, that is just about because at the end of the day, like financial goals are only going to get you so far. Like, yeah, you can make the money, but then what is it at the end of the day that what you're doing, how is that enhancing your lifestyle, rewarding you on some way, right? And so I do wish that in the beginning I found someone who was doing what I was getting ready to do, and saw them actually treat this like the career that it could be and that it is when you treat it like a career. What type of camera or phone do you use when taking pictures? Great question. I love that. I actually just upgraded the iPhone. I have no idea about versions or whatever. I have 2 of them because this is my old phone. This is the latest. Is it the 11? I have no idea. But the reason I actually got another one is because I use my old one to show tutorials on how I do different things, and like I use this phone to record it. But what type of camera do you use when taking pictures? I'll give you guys a little trick here. If you go into your camera on your phone and you change it to, you click that little button there, there's a little like 3 dots. You can change it to vivid, and it will make your photos like pop. So if you're wondering, if you go to my Instagram and you see all of these really bright, vibrant colors, that's because I just use the vivid setting, and sometimes I'll even hold my finger down on the button and it will record video with that vivid setting. So that's a little tip there, and I just use my phone for pretty much everything. Right now I'm using a Canon EOS 70D to record this YouTube video. I only use this camera for YouTube videos. It's a pain. It's really a pain. You have to edit it afterwards. You have to edit the lighting, all of that stuff, and it does take a lot of time, and it's annoying. And so most of the time I just use my camera or my phone. How do you know how much to eat keto style? This is called intuitive eating. And this is one of the things that keto taught me, and I love about the low carb, high fat lifestyle. We call it keto, however, most people are not tracking macros, but like they're just eyeballing. They're trying to do like a low carb, high fat lifestyle, and like keto just kind of turned into like short for that, right? And so how do you know how much to eat? When you start following a low carb, high fat lifestyle, sometimes people eat more in the beginning because they're used to eating higher volumes with the higher carbs. And then eventually your body is gonna start telling you like, I'm full on less. And you're gonna start just naturally eating less. And the thing is, your body wants to balance itself. It wants to get down to its perfect, healthy, place where that is, wherever that is for you. And so when you follow a low carb, high fat lifestyle, it allows you to break up with some of the issues that you have with food. Eating when you're not hungry, eating just to eat, stress eating, emotional eating, eating to fill a void, eating for whatever the heck reason you're bored, all of these things start going away when you start following a low carb, high fat lifestyle. And that's why it's so amazing. So what I would say is, how do you know how much to eat? I do have a video all about calories and keto and all that if you do want to like really track, because I know there are those people that are like, I need to know exactly how much I should be eating this, and that. But I want to kind of like challenge you guys to like trust your body, that your body knows what to do. I don't track anything. I just eat the foods that I love that are the ketogenic approved foods. And when I'm full, I stop eating. When I'm hungry, I eat. It's really that simple. And I try to do intermittent fasting, which allows me to go longer stretches in between eating, and it works really, really well when you follow a low carb lifestyle, because all of a sudden you're not hungry, you're not thinking about snacking as much. Best way to get back into a groove when you splurged too much away from keto. Okay, love this question. Let me know if you guys are in the same boat or experienced that recently. But pretty much everyone can relate, right? I think I can relate to this. I've had those days where I've had way too much not keto foods. Like I've just gone off plan, whatever. This is a lifestyle. We do what we want to do. We can eat heavier carbs every once in a while, come back on track. Like that's okay. And so what works for me in coming back on track is making the decision to just start and being like, okay, I typically start the next day, because for me, I just have to start the next day. It feels like a fresh new day, and that's what I do. So I start the next day. I do intermittent fasting, so I will fast until around 11 or noon. I will do a fasted workout, which is very helpful for depleting the glucose stores. But if that's too much for you, don't worry about that at this time. Just focus on then making your next meal then a ketogenic low carb high fat meal. And another thing that really works for a lot of people is doing like a 24 fast. So there's this new thing called a 24 fast. It allows you to go 24 hours fasted. It's an assisted fast. It includes different products like ketones, electrolytes. There's some bone broth in there, but that will also help you kick it to that next level. They call it like a metabolic Monday. I will put the information in the description. Those kits pop up every once in a while. They're not available all of the time. So if you click this and it's not available, you're gonna have to wait for it to come back. Sorry. You can join my email list, but I'll just be honest with you, I don't email everyone every time these things come up, because they pop up like every week, pretty much every week on Monday, you're gonna be able to buy this kit. So just put that out there for you guys if you want to try that. Another thing you can do is you can do an extended longer fast, or when you come back on track, here's the thing, you want to try to get through the first 3 days. And even if you don't want to do a 24 fast, the ketones will help you so much, because it's going to help your blood ketone levels be elevated. So it makes it easier for you to stay on track, right? Long term, and while you're transitioning back into the ketogenic lifestyle. And so I would say you want to be drinking at least 1 to 2 of those a day, sometimes 3. I will have 3 every once in a while if I just feel like the extra boost in in the afternoon, or like if I don't want to have alcohol that night, which for me, if I'm drinking alcohol, forget it. The game is pretty much over. I'm going to end up having carbs. I'm going to end up, you know, not working out in the morning. And it just, you know, it's one of those things in my lifestyle. I had to figure out, all right, it's probably something, if I want to reach my goals, I need to just like eliminate this most of the time. Okay, so that's a personal choice, but that will help you as well as you're coming back and trying to get back on track with keto. Also, you can eat more food than normal, just trying to get over that initial, you know, your body's gonna want the sugar and the carbs. And so if you have a sugar and a carb craving, go and eat a keto, high fat, keto friendly option. You can make some desserts. You can have some coffee, like keto friendly desserts, something sweet, something like that, that works, that's okay. What was the number one thing that kept you going in moments of weakness, hardships for keto? I love this question. Okay, so we all have those moments of weakness. We all have things come up. We have holidays, we have birthdays, we have anniversaries, we have date nights, we have all these things. And so like, what kept me going in those moments when I just like didn't want to follow this lifestyle? My thing was definitely having a vision of what I was trying to achieve, having that vision board, having a clear idea. And you can even create vision board on like Pinterest. You can pin images of what your goal is, right? What the foods or the clothes that you'll wear, all of those things. That's very helpful. So if you do that, then when you feel like going off track, you just want to remind yourself of what you are trying to achieve and what your goal is, and keeping that in front of you all the time, every single day. Also, meditation helps a lot. But I would say probably having in your mind like a clear vision of what you want to achieve and imagining yourself at your goal is probably going to help you get there the best. Now, other things you can do is you can make different keto swaps. You can make keto desserts and stuff if you're more just tempted to like go off track. And at the end of the day, if you do go off track, don't worry about it. Just come back on track, all right? Don't beat yourself up too much. This is a lifestyle. We want this to be healthy. We don't want you to feel like you're deprived, all of those things. How do you intermittent fast and hit your calorie goal while on keto? It's so hard with only 2 meals. Jenny asks, all right, okay, great. You don't need to worry about hitting your calorie goal. Like, that's the answer. You don't. So you can do 2 meals, or you can OMAD, which is 1 meal a day, and you can just eat a normal meal and then fast in between. You don't have to worry about messing up your metabolism. You don't have to worry about anything. It's not that you are calorie restricting. It's not that you are like trying to eat low calorie, but you don't have to worry about it. Your body's gonna tell you if you're gonna be hungry. And so like, definitely make that meal very high fat and make it very satisfying and make it amazing, all right? So like avocados, you can have some cheese in there, olives, oil, that sort of thing. Like, make it really, really good, make it really satisfying, and don't worry about it if you can't get your, like, I would never look at my calories and be like, oh, I gotta eat 100 more calories today. Because remember guys, if you're eating until you're full and you're fasting in between, your body's gonna be using the calories that is stored on your body. It's stored on your body for a reason. It's stored there to be used some point. It's not stored there to just be there. It's your body's storage system to access that as energy later on down the line. So you wanna allow your body to actually access that energy. And so OMAD, 2 meals a day, those are great ways to do that. But definitely don't just like force yourself to eat calories just because you think you need to hit like a specific number of calories. I wouldn't do that at all. And I also wouldn't try to force yourself to get to like 70% fat if you are tracking macros. If you're full, it's the end of the day, and maybe you're at like 50% fat. Like, don't even worry about it. Like, don't go for that extra fat bomb. Like, seriously. Do you track net carbs a day or do you wing it? So I recommend everyone kind of like tries to shoot for 25 net carbs at first, maybe counting them in an app just so that you know what your total carbs are for the day, so you can kind of like understand and learn how to eyeball it later on. And then you get to the point where I am, where I don't count anything. I just eat the right food. So I just eat the foods that I know are ketogenic, low carb, high fat, and I just eat until I'm full, and I don't actually count the net carbs, but I know I'm probably right around 25 net carbs. Because at the end of the day, if you're 20 net carbs, if you're 30 net carbs, not a big deal, right? It's like there's some flexibility there. Now that you're fat adapted, how often do you think it's okay to have a cheat meal? Okay, awesome question. When you're fat adapted, it does become much easier to switch fuel sources for your body. So to go from burning fat for fuel to burning carbs for fuel. So for me, you know, I would say like every month or 2 months, going off and having, not like off track, because you're not, when it's a lifestyle, it's not like that, but like having more carbs one night or one day or 1 week even is not the end of the world, because you are fat adapted and your body has that metabolic flexibility to come back to the ketogenic lifestyle easier, quicker. You're gonna get into keto quicker. It's easier for you to do that. And so I would say it's a personal choice. How do you feel when you're eating the carbs? If you feel bloated, if you feel like low energy, if you feel tired, if you just don't feel yourself, if you just, all of those things and issues start coming back at you. Maybe you had food addictions and all of a sudden you're craving food again. So I think look at that and just think to yourself, how often do I want to feel like that? And then figure out what you want to do in there. And I mean, sometimes it's not even planned. Sometimes it's just like, you know what? I'm gonna have some carbs right now. Oh well, I will get back on track tomorrow. That is the benefit of getting fat adapted. And so I would say, and to get fat adapted, guys, all you gotta do, stay strict keto, low carb, high fat, stay strict for at least 2 weeks, and then your body gets fat adapted. 2-3 weeks. It can take up to a month for some people, depending, but just try to stay on track. Just make it your goal. Just get to that 2-week point. And I don't recommend starting this lifestyle and then doing it for 2 weeks and then going off track. I'm just saying that's typically when people become fat adapted. And so I would say you want to stay on it as long as possible before you actually do start experimenting with having a little bit higher carb. Okay, tummy tuck questions. Would you recommend flying back home or a 9-hour drive after your tummy tuck? No, I do not. Unless you like stay where you get your tummy tuck for like a week or a little longer, I would not be driving or flying after the tummy tuck. Like seriously, you need a week there. You need a week. Like you can't. It's after the surgery, and especially a tummy tuck, because like your whole midsection was just like opened up, and if you have any muscle repair and all of that stuff, and then you get on in a car and you're like bumping and all of that, I would probably say my preference, if I had to choose one, would be the drive, just because you have a little bit of control over that if you need to stop, if you need to rest. Whereas on an airplane, you are walking through the airport. The back pain's going to be insane. Just keep that in mind. And yeah, so I would say wherever you go, I would stay there at least a week and then I would come home. What kind of accessories would you recommend after the tummy tuck? Okay, I have a kit that I created with all the Amazon stuff that I used when I had my tummy tuck, like specifically like the binders around your waist. Definitely you need to have like a walker, because it like I mentioned before about the back pain, it's another level. It's like crazy, and no one talks about that. You will not hear that from any, like rarely do people talk about the back pain. I don't know why, because it's intense, it's crazy. There's a bunch of stuff that I recommend, so I'm gonna put the link in the description so you can check out that. All of that stuff is stuff that I use and I strongly recommend after your tummy tuck. Did you have any lipo elsewhere other than your flanks? No, I did not have any lipo. I only had lipo because they cut across your stomach, and then when he pulls it down, he needs to blend it, right? It needs to be blended, otherwise it's gonna be all like weird and whatever. So that's the only place where they did the blending there, on my hips. Can you describe the pain you had with your tummy tuck the first couple days or first week? First couple days, it wasn't bad because I was on the painkillers, right? You have those heavy painkillers and you don't feel much. You're like sleeping all the time. You can't even read a book. You can't really do anything. You're just like laying in bed. And then once you're off the painkillers, that's when you start feeling the pain, right? And so the first, I would say 2 days isn't that bad because of the painkillers, other than you can't do anything. And then after that, the pains, Not so much like I mentioned before in your midsection area, but intense with your back. You're not gonna be able to pick up your kids. You're not gonna be able to walk even from your bed to your kitchen. Like, it's painful. So it's, I mean, I have a very low pain tolerance too, so keep that in mind. So this is coming from someone who, I mean, if there's any type of pain at all, like, I'm out. Like, so just keep that in mind about me. You might have a high pain tolerance. Maybe it won't be that bad for you. Okay, next one. Who was your surgeon? Well, I live in Florida. However, my surgeon, he moved. I know. That's like your worst nightmare after you have surgery, that your surgeon moves away. But he moved to Napa, and I know you guys have been messaging me that you're booking appointments with him and you're getting your surgery done with him, and I think that is like so amazing. I love that. I mean, like, so many of you guys, it's crazy. So anyway, his name is Dr. Snyder in Napa, and he's awesome. He did a great job. I had an amazing experience. And also, he did a really good job on my belly button. I really like my belly button a lot. And that was like my most, I guess, important thing when it came to like looking at who to go with, was definitely how the belly button came out. Do you still have the mark on your skin? Not sure what you mean by that. Do you mean like the scar? Yes, I still have a scar, and it's been over a year since I had my tummy tuck, and it's still kind of red, and so I'm probably gonna go in for like a laser treatment or something for that. But yes, I do still have a scar. Someone said they want me to talk about swelling and scarring. Swelling, you will still get swelling. Like, how long has it been? Well, it was a year in November. So it's been a year and a half, okay? And I still get swelling from time to time. Like, if I go off the low carb, high fat lifestyle and I have carbs, my swelling, it is noticeable. Like, I have swelling. And then, and I just mentioned my scar. So yeah, it is what it is, but still totally worth it. How many pounds of extra skin did you have? It was about 2 to 3 pounds, I think, something like that. I'm pretty sure that's what it was. Scar treatment you've used. So in that kit, if you click the kit, you can see the different things that I used for the scar, like different oils and stuff. But like I mentioned before, my scar is still red. So I'm probably gonna go in for those lasers. How close were you to your goal weight before having your consultation? Oh, that's such a great question. I went in for my consultation like, I think I was 2 months postpartum when I went in for my consultation, and I was pretty far away from my goal weight. And when he checked me and he saw that I had a 3-finger gap between my muscles, and he told me, he's like, there's no way for you to fix this with exercise or anything like that. A tummy tuck is the only thing that will fix this. And so I was pretty far away when I went in for the consultation. I'm glad I did when I did, because for him, he gets booked out really, you know, his calendar books up really fast. And so my surgery then was 7 months later. So my surgery was 7 months after my consultation. Is there any numbness in the area of the scar? Okay, not to totally creep you guys out, but still to this day, there is numbness like under my belly button. Like from the belly button to the scar, it's like pretty numb. And the weirdest thing is, if you touch like an area on my stomach, I will feel it in like another area of my stomach. Like, I think the nerves, like when the skin got pulled down or whatever, like the nerves are still connected to like different parts of your skin. And I don't know, it's so strange. If you had a tummy tuck, if you experienced anything like that, I'm so curious. The numbness, it's like going away. It's definitely better than it was. It's not as numb as it was to begin with, but I do still have areas that are numb and feel kind of weird when I touch it. That's it for questions. Thank you guys. I love this. This was so much fun. Like, I love hanging out with you, talking to you, answering your questions. Hopefully I helped you guys out in all of this. If you have any questions that you want me to answer for a future video, put it in the description below, because I'm definitely gonna do more of these. It's a lot of fun. And also, I rearranged my bedroom so that I can actually put my camera up on my desk. And that's why you're seeing a different view than my other videos, because Previous to this, I had my camera like in the corner and I would have to set it up and take it down every time I did a video, and this includes all of the lighting, all of that stuff. Yes, it's the perfectionist side of me, but I can't do it any other way because I worked so hard with trying to improve a little bit over time, you know what I mean? Like getting that 1% better all of the time, and this was like one of those things. So anyway, yeah, it's a perfectionist thing of mine. However, I figured out a way to set it up so I really don't care that you're gonna see the bed in the background. If it weirds you out, I don't know, but I just have my desk and I have the camera set up. That way I have the windows behind, and so I don't have to set up all that lighting, and it's super, super easy for me. And I'm like big on doing anything that can help me stay productive and be productive. And so this is one of those things. So hopefully I would love to do more of these for you guys. If you like this video, you enjoyed this, put it in the comments below. I mean, I really did enjoy kind of like hanging out with you, and I feel like you're like here with me, hanging out, talking. And so I would love to do more of these. So thanks guys for watching this one. If you're brand new here, you need to check out my transformation video because I just uploaded a brand new one, and it's updated up to this point in 2021. So go watch that. It will inspire you, motivate you. I hope that's my goal with that. Help you stay on track. And so go watch that one next. I'll put the little card right up here. See you guys later. Take care.